What is good, fam? You know who I am, Wealthy Westbrook. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and join the tribe. If you've been tuned in, then you already know the vibe. I'm about to tell you what every man needs. So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, okay? Now listen, it's obvious you're a man. And it's obvious that as a man, you have needs. And you really need to address them and satisfy those needs, because if you don't, well, you're not going to feel like a man, okay? And there's nothing worse than being a man but not feeling like a man. So first thing that every man needs is confidence, okay? Right off the bat, you need confidence. Unshakable, unbreakable, unwavering confidence in yourself, in your ideologies, when you speak, when you look at people in their face, right? When you're communicating, in everything. You just need to have confidence and competence. Okay, both of those, confidence and competence. Okay, now confidence comes from competence. What does that mean? It means that once you get good at something, you start to get confident about doing it, right? So if you're starting off some shit and you're not good at it, well, you might not be confident about it. So you need to start practicing, which leads me to my next point. As a man, you need some type of skill set. You need a skill set, something that you're working on, a craft, a skill set, right? More than just a hobby, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, right? But something that you're mastering, right? Something that you are becoming an expert towards, something that you're learning, something that you're studying, that you're profiting from, right? That you're implementing as a business, as a lifestyle, right? A trade, some type of career, essentially, right? You can't just be a nobody sitting down with no purpose, right? Which is essentially what we're talking about here, right? Every man needs a purpose, okay? You need a purpose, right? You need a why. You need a reason to get up, like you need a mission as a man. You're a conqueror, you're a conquistador. You have this innate desire to go out and fuck shit up and dominate, and so you need to capitalize on that. You need to nourish that and tap into that, okay? And so as a man, you also need to have freedom, as much freedom as possible. You can't have people telling you what to do, holding you back, keeping you from going places, and just taking your time. As a man, you need full autonomy of your life. You need to be able to just do what you want, when you want, how you want, with who you want, just straight like that, okay? Because if not, something's got you by the balls. And as a man, that's crazy. You should be able to just do whatever the fuck you want to do at all times, okay? Now, obviously, as a man, you take responsibility. You have moments of selflessness, plenty, where you do things for the better of other people. We do this all the time. And that's another point. As a man, you need to have leadership. You need to have humility, in a sense where you don't have an ego, right? You need to have a mindset that is about other people. So you need to care about other people. As much crap as shit as we talk about in this manosphere about, you know, being selfish and putting yourself first and being the prize, a real man understands that he needs to take care of his people, right? Real men, as a man, you need people to take care of. You need a calling, like a community, like a tribe, right? Somebody who, more than one person, like a group of people who you can look after, people who look up to you, people who are depending on you. That could be employees, that could be a brotherhood, it could be a family. But you need that, okay? Another thing, as a man, you need your space. You need your space. Like, you gotta have some personal space. You can't be having people all up in your fucking grill 24/7. Even maybe you live with shorty, maybe you live with your girl, maybe you live with your wife, maybe you got roommates, whatever. You might be in college, or maybe you live by yourself. Whatever the case may be, you do need your own space. You need to separate yourself at certain times. Find a space, a quiet space, a private place of seclusion, a sanctuary where you can lock in, where you can focus, right? Some place that you can call your own, even if it's just a corner of a room or one room. You know what I'm saying? Or you got to go get a different spot. Like, you got to have that. As a man, it's important. Why? Because it allows you to be creative. And also, the ability to be alone is another thing that every man needs. You need to have the ability to be a man. And the ability to be a man requires you to have the ability to be alone. Most of you guys can't even be a man when it comes time to be it, because you don't do what it takes. Women want men who are confident. All these we talk about, who are on their grind, right? All these we talked about, who have their own shit together, like their own space, their own place, right? Women love this type of stuff, bro. Women love a man who is considerate of other people. Everything I'm talking about will attract other women, or will attract women. You understand me? Women are looking at you. So if you have all these lined up, if you're a full stacked individual, right, as a man, you have all this shit going, women will naturally be drawn to you. They'll be, I'm telling you, bro, they'll be water. Why? Because most men are just thirsty, right? And so what I'm saying is, most guys are so distracted. And so as a man, you need focus. You need to have a focus, right? You need to have a vision, right? You need to have a direction, right? You need to have an idea where you're going, right? Somewhere. You have to have an idea. Even if it's like not 100% clear, you need to have some general idea and sense of where you're headed, okay? You can't just be out here drifting, just floating around. It's not a good look. And it's poor character. Now, also, as a man, you need the ability to put yourself together. You need to have the ability to dress well, groom right, right, and present yourself to other people, right? To other men for respect and to women for attraction. Straight like that, okay? Women pay attention to all this type of stuff, so you have to have good style, right? You have to have good class, right? You have to have good manners, good hygiene. You know what I'm saying? All these things are important. Clean yourself, take care of yourself, have a skincare routine, have a proper diet. You also need to have a good physique. Needless to say, but every man needs to have a good physique. I don't care what you're talking about, what you think this is, but you got to be in good shape. If you need help getting jacked, if you need help getting shredded and fit, send me a direct message. Or just hit the link in the description. Okay, everything you need is available down below. Okay, and sometimes that's another thing that men need. Men need a mentor. A lot of times you do. You need a mentor. You need somebody who's going to coach you, somebody who's going to guide you, somebody who you can listen to. You need a role model. You need an example. You need to have somebody who you respect. I'm gonna be real with you. If you think you can do everything by yourself, you're tripping. Okay, so as a man, you need to have somebody who you look up to. That's what it is. Right? You need to have brotherhood. You need to have women in your life. You need to have God in your life. You need to have experiences in your life. You need to have peace and tranquility and privacy. Don't tell everybody what you're doing all the time. Don't tell everybody where you're going all the time. And don't get too caught up with the world all the time. Don't get too stressed out. Just relax. Take it easy sometimes. As a man, you really need to do that, right? Because why? Because as a man, we are naturally suppressing our emotions a lot of times. So just taking the time, get the jacuzzi, and you're still good. Shout out to my guy. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Because you need to be level-headed. As a man, you need to be level-headed. You can't be getting emotional. You can't be getting thrown off. You can't be getting all butthurt straight like that. You cannot. So as a man, you can't even afford to be on some feminine, weak behavior. And that's what it comes down to. As a man, you need to be strong mentally. You need to be strong physically, right? Emotionally. And also, you need to have money. I'm gonna be honest. You need to have your financial shit together. You need to have your bag together. In your 20s, your 30s, especially going into your 40s and 50s, you should have a grip on your finances. You should have some type of savings. You should have some investments. You should, be working towards assets and generating financial freedom. Okay? If this video helped you, make sure you comment below. What did you like specifically? What did I leave out? What are some other things you think men need? I'm telling you right now, if you get all this shit dialed in, women will be naturally attracted to you. You have no problem with women. You have no problem looking at yourself with respect. You'll admire yourself. You'll respect yourself. You'll love yourself. And therefore, the whole world will reciprocate the same way. And everything you want will come to you the better you get, family. As always, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, blessed, and focus on success. Everything you need is a link in the description. Book a free call. If you want help building a personal brand, digital freedom, get the self-made suite. I got the Westbrook's method. I got the Authority Accelerator program. All types of cool stuff is available down below in the description. Follow me on Instagram. I'm also going crazy on TikTok. As of lately, I've been posting consistently on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok at Wealthy Westbrooks. Get my book on Amazon, New You Now, A Guide to Amazing Improvement. I'm self-improvement, but you get the vibe. Anyways.